Today's video is all about this Clementoni called The Old Shop by the artist Ciro Marchetti, and most of you will be familiar with his work since his most famous puzzle is the Clementoni 6,000 piece downtown puzzle, which is also available in a smaller piece count. But I will talk to you all about him and his artwork during the course of the time lapse, and then at the end of it all, I will talk to you a little bit about Clementoni the brand. So Ciro Marchetti is a digital artist. He was born in Italy, he was raised in the UK, and he now lives in the USA. So he's a designer that's not only known for his puzzle images, he also designed the most beautiful tarot card decks, and the artwork on the tarot cards will also reflect on some of the puzzle images. But I think among our community, he's most well known for his puzzle images. What fascinates me about his work is that it is so recognizable. Some of the elements that you will see in this puzzle is recognizable from other images that's also published on puzzles. And I will try to insert some photos so that you can see exactly what I'm referring to. So that's the beauty for me of digital art. Once you've created a single element, you can add it into multiple images, and every image will still be unique and beautiful in its own right without being a direct copy of the next one. The very first elements that I recognized were the hot air balloons, and the hot air balloons can be found on also a Clementoni puzzle called the Circus, as well as the downtown image. So both of those puzzles has got both of that hot air balloons in them. And then while we are on the circus puzzle, the horse in this puzzle is also visible, although a little bit hidden in the circus puzzle as well. The next one that I recognized is this jester-like figure with the theater that's going on below it. And that whole image, just as it is on a art puzzle, which is called Mask Puppeteer. And so they just shrink that down and inserted it into this image. Absolutely beautiful, the art puzzle. So that's another one that I recognized. So the next two elements that I recognized is below each other here. The first one, I'm not exactly sure what it is. It could be an old camera of some sort. It's got a little bit of a steampunk vibe to it. And then just below that is this, what looks like a gambling machine. Very fancy, very beautiful, a lot of gold in it. So both of those can be found or are recognized from the Bluebird puzzle called Old Storage Room, and the theme fits with this one, which is the old shop. And if I'm not mistaken, this old storage room is also available as a Seiko puzzle. It could be under a different name. I'm not exactly sure about that. So if you know anything about that, please let me know. As I inserted that image of the old storage room puzzle, I also recognized this sun figure from the same puzzle. It's got the face with the outside that looks like sun rays. So that is another one from this same old storage room by Bluebird puzzles. And then the last one that I do recognize is this house with the blue roofs. That's also from the downtown puzzle. I've assembled that puzzle, I think it was 2 years ago. Absolutely loved it. And that building specifically was one of my favorite elements in that puzzle. So when I saw it, I immediately recognized it. So please let me know if you recognized some of the other elements of this puzzle and can connect it to other of his puzzles. This is just the ones that I recognized and that I could quickly find, but I'm pretty sure there's more. I'm very certain that if you dig a little deeper, you will find more of the elements on this puzzle on other puzzles as well. So the point I want to make is basically that the digital artist has got so many freedom with regards to images previously created and perfected. They can merely use that images again and again without having to redraw all of them. And some of these elements are so uniquely Ciro Marchetti, and it's so recognizable, and it is like finding old friends in this puzzle. just to get that hot air balloon and that little house with the blue roof that I absolutely adored from a previous puzzle. So even though Ciro Marchetti is not the only digital artist in the puzzle world, his artwork is really distinguishable and recognizable and unique. And personally, I am a huge fan. He's definitely on the top of my favorite puzzle artist list. And every single puzzle I see of his, it just gets bumped up on my wish list. So I wanted to touch a little bit on the brand Clementoni as well. I haven't done a proper review of the brand, and I think it's just because I grew up with the brand. I think, assume that everybody knows about the brand and everybody loves it as much as I do. But for in case you are not familiar with the brand, Clementoni has got a little bit of a linen finish to it. It reminds me a lot of Cobble Hill puzzles. This one, the linen finish is not as textured as Cobble Hill, for instance. It's much finer, but if you run your nail across the pieces, you can feel the rigid um, texture of the linen finish. This puzzle brand is also known for being not the tightest fit around, and that might explain why I kind of prefer a looser fit to a tight fit in general for my favorite puzzle brands. This puzzle brand, Clementoni, has been around since 1963, which means this is one of the brands that I grew up puzzling. So when I was a kid and I had puzzles, this was at that stage the top brand which was available to me. So as a top brand at that stage, looser fit, that's what I grew to know, that's what I grew to love, and that was what I was used to. So ever since then, I compared most brands to Clementoni as a good quality brand. And up until today, I prefer puzzles with an equally loose fit. And what comes to mind is, for instance, Castelland. Also, it's not a brand that is familiar for its tight fit. You won't be able to move sections at a time, but I love it. And I think it is because I grew up with Clementine as a top quality brand at that stage. One of the recent brands that I tried out was Gallison, and if you saw that video, you will remember that I talked about how tight fit it was, and because of the very extra tight fit, it was very difficult to take the pieces apart. And I think that's what I enjoy about a looser fit puzzle, because these will just break up like a dream, and I know I won't damage the pieces by just gathering all the pieces into a heap and pack them away. That being said, I already tried the pickup, and believe it or not, but this puzzle withstood the pickup challenge. So even though it is a loose fit in small sections, all in all, this puzzle actually held together quite well, and I was very very impressed with that. But if you just bear with me till the end of this video, at the very end, you will see that pickup, and yeah, call me impressed. But yeah, like I said, Ciro Marchetti, one of my ultimate favorite puzzle artists. Clementine, all-time favorite of mine. I will definitely go back to this brand over and over and over again. I can't fault them at all. Image quality is magnificent. There is so much detail in the pieces. The only place that I struggled a little bit was the browns of the cupboard. And even there was enough lines and color differences to not struggle and make it frustrating at any point. So let me know if you've done a Kira Marchetti puzzle before, and if you did, which one was your favorite, if you've done more than one puzzles by him. His work is absolutely gorgeous, and if not, if you haven't done any of his puzzles yet, it's definitely worth investigating. And with that, I would just like to say thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your time. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.